This week, we're in Exmoor. Exmoor is known for its dark skies, rolling hills and its ponies. But today we're going to head down to Withypool, which we've been to once before. We have been to Exmoor before. I ended up being ill in the night and having to phone 111. Jess ended up having to drive the van and it all just became a little bit of a disaster. So we've got unfinished business and we're here for round 2. We're going down to Withypool, we're going to go for a walk today and then we're booked onto a nice little campsite because we want to test out our new awning. So let's get on with the day. Look at it on camera. That was bloody steep and rocky. Come on, Jess, up you pop.
Ha! So we've parked up in Withypool and we've followed the footpath along the riverside, which is a short little loop up around a farm where you come back out, join the road and back in. And it's absolutely beautiful. The riverside walk is just so idyllic and lovely, and there's loads of animals along the way that we've seen.
So Withypool, for anyone that doesn't know, used to be the administrative capital of Exmoor.
Try saying that quickly.
Yeah, no. This whole area actually used to be forestry, not necessarily moorland, and it was actually part of the king's estate. And interestingly, once every 7 years, the king and all of the people that lived in the area had to go and walk the perimeter of it. I'm not entirely sure why, Wikipedia didn't get that far, but they had to go and walk it, which is quite a distance to be fair, the whole area.
Withypool's got to be one of the most idyllic villages that we've come across. Definitely. In Exmoor. It's so beautiful, and there's a pub, a tea room and a little shop, so we're going to go and see if we can find something to eat.
On the road, I've been away for far too long, but now I'm on my way back home. I hear the west winds calling out my name. They're telling me to head your way, down your road and past your gates. Keep your eyes on the horizon. I was looking to belong when I'd already found my home. Won't be long, I'm there before the setting sun, for you to fall into my arms, the place I call my home.
Right, so we are booked on a campsite for tonight and tomorrow night because we want to test out the awning. So, campsite allows fires. Not sure we're safe, but they allow fires. So we've got some wood. And I reckon it's time to get on the road and get pitched up.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I could find, instead of always being
Right guys, so now we are set up for the evening. I'll show you around camp. We have got our new awning up, which has been absolutely brilliant. And I've also got my new hammock ready to use. I'm sure this will get tested out plenty this evening. We've got a couple of chairs, we've got Alex's new drinks table also that he's made, which is super simple but also really useful. We've also got some little retractable lights that we've put up around the awning. Hopefully they're going to look really nice later. We've also got a fire pit, so we will be having a campfire later. Marshmallows will be toasted. Tonight we are at Withypool Farm campsite, which is near Exford, and it is huge. This is one of 4 fields that you can see behind me, and it stretches for ages. There is so much space to spread out, and if you're like us and you're not quite used to being on campsites, it is great for having your own space and privacy. It is also right next to a river which runs alongside your park-ups, and it is just so peaceful and lovely. We chose this campsite because it's really close to Withypool, which we've been exploring today, and it's also really close to Tarr Steps, which we also want to go to tomorrow for a walk. So it seems to be quite central to a lot of places in Exmoor. We can definitely recommend it if you're in the area. To stay here it costs £25 a night. That's for 2 adults and the van. There are 2 shower and toilet blocks and your waste facilities, water facilities, everything you'll need. And they also allow campfires, but only in the dedicated spots that they've got throughout field number 4, which is huge. There are loads. This has been the perfect base for us to sit and relax this afternoon. And Alex is now somewhere here making us steak, blue cheese sauce and salad for dinner, which I'm really looking forward to. Because I'm starving.
Here you go. Don't worry, darling. I'll just slave away doing the washing up. Shocking. Now we're all fed, watered, and one of us has washed up. Any guesses for who? Time to light the fire. So, the fire turned out to be a bit disastrous because I think the wood that we bought wasn't kiln dried. So, or even dried at all. It's just smoking like hell. And I ended up absolutely filling the van with smoke. So, we've put that out and we're getting ready for bed. Can't believe honestly how much colder it is in Exmoor than it is at home. I mean, this time of night, normally at home we can sit outside quite comfortably and not even think about it. But it has been absolutely beautiful today. The weather has been fantastic. Out in the sun, everything else. Went for a walk, had lunch, sat outside, it was lovely. But as the nights come in, it gets cooler. So let's pack up, get inside and pop some Netflix on.
Where the river takes us far away from home. Time to ponder in the fields around me, where there's nothing but the breeze and the great unknown. Leave your worries and your suitcase. All you don't need, nothing but you. So don't throw your hopes down on wishing well. It's your heart's desire carry you. Come and sail with me to the open ocean, where you don't have to dream because there's.
So Tarr Steps is one of the longest clapper bridges in the whole of the UK, and a clapper bridge is a bridge that's made with no cement or mortar, so it's just stones that are balanced on top of each other. And they say that the big stones on top weigh about 2.5 tons each. So it wouldn't have been easy to build back in the day, although it has since been rebuilt twice.
Yep.
When the rivers ran high, I think in 2012 and 2016. But they've used diggers then, but can you imagine back in the day
No,
building that bridge?
no chance. It's one thing worth noting, if you're coming down here, you're only allowed to actually park on one side, and there is a designated car park, which is about half a kilometre away, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then the other side is just no parking. Further down there's a disabled car park, but that's about it.
And a pub.
And a pub. We're hoping to try the pub after the walk.
It looks super busy, but yeah, hopefully at least we can get a drink and a snack.
Fingers crossed. So at Tarr Steps, you've got something called a tree catcher. And ultimately what this does is when this river level's higher, it catches all the trees coming downstream, which then stops any damage happening to the steps further down. This is Hind's Pit Bridge, and this marks roughly about the halfway point of the walk. I think you're only allowed 4 people on this because they're trying to look after the structural integrity of it. It's basically a concrete and wood with then reinforced steel on the top. Very odd construction. It looks like it's been cobbled together over the years to try and make it last a bit longer. But the views up each way, just lovely. Let's crack on and get back to the pub. So that was Tarr Steps. We really enjoyed the walk. It was really nice woodland, and there's plenty of places, if you wanted to, you could easily go in for a swim. We then had lunch. Both of us had burger and chips, no surprise there, at the Tarr Farm Inn. And the food and the service, it was ridiculously quick how quick we got our food, wasn't it? Yeah. Definitely enjoyed that. We'd recommend going, however, when we went, it was very busy. And that's the second time we've been now. First time we've done the walk, the second time we've been. First time we went, it was absolutely dead. And we went early in the morning, there was nobody there. We went today at lunchtime-ish, just before, and it was proper busy. Definitely recommend it. However, in the car park, there is plenty of parking. I mean, even when we got back, it was busy, but there was plenty of parking for the vans. But beware, the spaces are tight. We reversed in, got the back end right into the hedge, and I'd say the white lines to end the spaces were still behind our front wheels. So just worth bearing in mind if you've got a big van, but we definitely recommend going. But for the rest of the day, let's go and head onto the moor and see if we can find some wildlife.
I know a place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go. was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me. Don't tell your friends, we'll let them know we're safe later on. The road's calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone.
Basically, we're at the Valley of the Rocks now, and we've got to be honest, we don't have time to fully go and explore it. You can see it in the background, because we've got an hour and a half till we need to be heading to Exeter, and we've got somewhere else to go and see along the way, because I need to go drop Jess at the train station because I've got a work thing in Exeter this week. So it's all a bit of a mad dash, but we'll give you some quick facts about the Valley of the Rocks.
Valley of the Rocks is home to some of the best views in England and is known for its feral goats that have lived here for hundreds of years. Not that we can see them today.
No, there seems to be none here. The rocks here are known to be the oldest on Exmoor at over 400 million years old.
Which makes them older than dinosaurs, apparently.
Yeah, now there's a fact for you. Back in time, this was originally under a shallow sea. And apparently if you look around, you can still see ripples and fossils from where the sea used to be.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to come back and have another explore. We've got a bit more time, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, this is the second time we've now been here and we still haven't had time to explore because the last time it was absolutely chucking it down. So, a third time lucky maybe.
We'll get there.
But now we need to move on to the next location. But before that, we'll show you some dronies. So, stop 2 of 3, we're in a car park at the top of Porlock Weir and the sort of surrounding marshes. It has an incredible view over to Wales and the beach itself, which is really pretty. We came from Lynmouth side. Now, if you come that way, be careful because coming out of it is a 25% hill. And it is a long, probably 1.5 to 2 mile hill up out of Lynmouth, so just bear that in mind if you're coming in something heavy. As we got there was actually a motorhome getting towed out because I believe it had burnt its clutch out, judging by the smell of it as it came past. So the next stop is we're heading down to Porlock itself, but if anyone knows Porlock and Porlock Hill, it is one of the steepest hills in Britain. So we're not doing that. We're gonna go, there's a toll road that goes down and it's a little bit kinder on the brakes. So we're gonna head down that way, and then there's essentially 3 ways into Porlock. You can go the really steep Porlock Hill, you can go in the toll road, or you can go out on the other road. So we're gonna come in on the toll road and go out the other road. Just for reference as well, that is Wales. we've just come out the other side of Porlock. I didn't film it, but we ended up coming up a back road, which we actually came up in Sid, our old van, and we suddenly started to recognise. I'd forgotten how steep it was. Our coolant temperature on the dash reached 104 degrees on the climb up, and there's nowhere to pull over because it just stays like that. So if you stop, then obviously you've got to do a brutal hill start. But this is Dunkery Beacon, which is the highest point on Exmoor, and if I show you around you can see why. But now that we've let the van cool down for a bit, we need to get on to Exeter because time's running out and we don't want Jess to miss the train. Just to show how hilly Exmoor is, we have nearly 30% of a tank of fuel, so we've got over a quarter of a tank. Range, 57 miles. After a couple of days, we're now back home. We thoroughly enjoyed our time in Exmoor. I will say, it does appear to be sort of one of those hidden gems, I would class it as. I think because it's a bit awkward to get to, as far as road systems. For example, if we're going to Dartmoor, we just go straight up the A30, cut across onto Dartmoor, no problem. Wales up the M5, straight across. Exmoor, you've got to go up A30, and it's cross-country down lanes near enough to get across. So that's the way sat-nav took us anyway. But when you look at it, there is no easy way to get across to Exmoor. So yeah, a little bit out of the way, but the reward of that is the fact it's so much quieter, it's so much more remote, and to be honest, I think the views are probably better than Dartmoor. Certainly feels a much more expansive kind of place. We really enjoy Exmoor, and for that reason, we would definitely recommend it. We hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.